Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome if you're new. I hope you're new. This is moving on. It's Friday. It is 5:30 because I'm just moving slow today. So I don't, at this point, I'm just going with the flow of my energy. We have a few things to talk about, to read on. I want to read on the week ahead. I want to read on the economy and do a reading with Kamala. Just because, why not? I have to have some good energy in this reading. A lot going on this week, obviously. Things continue to be how they are. And we continue to navigate and figure out how to cope with the way things are. There are both good things and bad things, as there always are. How are you doing? Hope you're doing all right. Hope you had a manageable week. Hope you have something planned for the weekend that you could enjoy. Excuse me, I'm yawning. Anyway. This week's energy has been interesting. And I kind of, I've noticed something about myself in that the more aware I'm becoming, the more my gifts expand, the more knowledge I have, the more difficult it becomes. In the sense that I'm not sad. It's not like, I can't describe it. It's definitely, it feels like, I don't know. There's a quote, like the more aware you become, the more sadness becomes, the more sadness you experience. And I've noticed that. And again, it doesn't feel like, it's not, I don't know how to describe it. It's an awareness of everything. And it's an awareness of everything and sort of just being able to, learning how to navigate that. And learning how to navigate the heaviness that could come with it. It's heavy, that's the word, not sadness. It's just like an awareness that happens now. Just not even with me having to do much. And so it's heavy and something I'm becoming used to, and finding ways to, you really have to find ways to have the balance between living your life, for me, or those of you who are on your own spiritual journey, but there's a lot of energy. And President Biden, for example, I knew something was up. I knew something was wrong. And I was like, I knew something was wrong. And I didn't explore it because I don't need to explore everything. That's something else that I've come to understand, that I just don't need to read on everything. And not that I've been doing it anyway, but I just don't need to look at everything. We don't need to, some things are just, you just let it happen. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about Biden. I'm just saying, just let things happen. let it cook. We don't have to know everything, is my point. I think is the main point I'm trying to make in this thing that I'm saying. We don't have to know everything, and I sometimes feel like people want to know everything. They need to know. They have a need to know for control. And we have to kind of let that go right now. Because things are very unpredictable. And we have to just sort of, we're suspended and we have to accept it. Okay? Anyway, moving on from that. It's Friday. Almost the end of the month. We have 1 week left in May, which is insane to me. Anyway, everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only. For informational purposes only. Everything I say here is alleged. Even in the comments, if you want a personal reading, you can click more in the description of this video. And the link will be there, or you can find it in the pinned comment, or you can email me moonlightergy15@gmail.com. Okay? Alright, so I'm just going to jump right in. I'm going to do the week ahead for the U.S. collective and the world collective, okay? Since not everyone's from the U.S. that watches me. I'm sure this is in order. I don't have to do this. Just double checking. Okay. Jeez, double coming out already. I didn't even do anything, huh? Didn't even get to it. Justice. What is the dominant energy influencing the United States for the week of the 25th to the 30th? I'm sorry, the 31st. There's something about the 25th that sticks out to me. Something about the 25th is happening, but I'm not quite sure what. It seems like an important date. Okay, the Fool. We have Justice. We have the Fool. Yeah. Four cups. Eight of wands. Five of cups. Wow. All right. Okay. Next question. What energy surrounds the U.S. government and political leadership this week? Ace of Pentacles. Just gonna do 3 cards for this. Someone's TV is very obnoxiously loud. King of Wands. Yeah, that's par for the course there. Queen of Cups. How are decisions made at the federal level likely to impact the collective emotionally and spiritually? Okay. Strength. Definitely needs that. Six of Swords. This was in reverse. I'm gonna make sure everything is. This was in reverse. Nine of Wands. Page of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Okay. One more. Page of Wands. Okay. Interesting. the mental and emotional state of the American public for this upcoming week. Chariot. Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Four of Wands. Let's do one more. 10 of Pentacles. Very good. Very good. All right. Okay, so let's first start with the top here, meaning the bottom. And the question was, what is the dominant energy influencing the U.S. collective this week, this upcoming week? Okay, we have Justice, the Fool, the Four of Cups, Eight of Wands, and the Five of Cups. What I see here, honestly, is a need for balance. A need for balance, a need for faith, hope, boldness, okay? Deep introspection. It feels as though we'll be, with this Eight of Wands is about progression, things moving forward quickly. And it also feels like we'll be looking, I've labeled this, no, not that I've labeled it. Wands is about news as well. So it may be multiple sources of information coming out next week that we will be looking at. And with the Five of Cups here, it could be something that won't be good for us, meaning something emotionally, or the energy surrounding it will bring on this feeling of grief, okay? But also with the Five of Cups, this doesn't feel necessarily heavy. This doesn't feel heavy, this Five of Cups energy here. Because the Four of Cups is there. And it makes me feel like we'll actually be contemplating a path to healing. We'll be contemplating a path to forward movement, okay? Things moving forward quicker, we'll be contemplating that in a sense. We'll be in a deep introspection next week. And because you have Justice and the Fool here, that's why the energy doesn't feel super heavy. Okay? And there could also be, for some of us, a feeling of apathy, or a feeling of it feels very split. Like some of us will be wanting to move forward, working towards a path, navigating something that has to do with healing and balance, okay? And some of us may feel more apathetic. Some of us may feel that there needs to be more work in navigating that more intensely, okay? Or for some of us, even a quick progression towards, Five of Cups is a card of grief and loss. It's a feeling of losing something, something or someone. And it also, for some of us, it could be a quick progression towards that energy. But with the Five of Cups, it also encourages healing. Okay. Reflecting on your loss. That's what it feels like. It's really a mixed bag, but overall, it doesn't feel super heavy or negative. It feels like thinking about this news here. It could quite possibly have something to do with the courts, with justice here. Okay, justice is also spiritually like about our purpose. It's about integrity, finding balance. Okay, and you have justice and the Fool here both. Fool is the first card in the deck. It's about new beginnings. The road is paved for new beginnings. Okay. So we'll be, deeply contemplative about something. Some news here. Feels important. Feels like news that has been happening. Something happening very quickly. Okay. This year, what energy surrounds the U.S. government and political leadership this week? We have the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Queen of Cups, which is an interesting sort of thing here. Okay. The economy will be at the center. It feels like here with the Ace of Pentacles. Let me get another deck. Let's use this one. Because I want... Let me clarify for that. Death. Change and transformation regarding the economy. Perhaps regarding their actions. King of Wands. King of Wands. This is definitely... If you guys didn't notice, I'm trying to do my reading a little bit differently. I'm not sure if I like it. I don't know if I like this, but we'll see. It's not too, it's not too bad. It's more specific, more directed. The King of Wands here, this definitely feels like Republican energy. The Queen of Wands doesn't necessarily, this King and Queen here, this has to do with the economy. Let me just double check. So Ace of Pentacles represent the economy in this reading. Do the Ace of Pentacles represent the economy in this reading? It says yes. Okay. Okay. And the Death card is here. So transformation. Something changing, something transforming, transitioning, an end to something perhaps concerning the economy. And the King and the Queen here, this balance between, boldness and willfulness and compassion and empathy and being in the flow. I need another clarifier here. Where's the deck that I just had? Here it is. Five of Cups. It really feels like a battle with these two cards here, and something being lost with the Five of Cups. I can only imagine what that is. There's a battle. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. How, right here, this line here is how decisions made at the federal level will likely impact the collective emotionally and spiritually. Strength is here, okay? And so strength is about resilience, it's about internal, external resources, it's about realizing, whatever comes, you can get through any obstacle that is presented to you in life when the strength card comes up. Okay, it's encouraging you to recognize your strength. It's encouraging you to continue to move forward despite obstacles and barriers. Do not give up, okay? And the Six of Swords in reverse here. Six of Swords upright, it's about transition and healing and moving forward. When it's in reverse, there's a pause here, okay? A pause in moving forward, a pause in transition. You're sort of searching for a way and you can't quite find it yet because of, things in the way, decisions they may make. This is how we'll be feeling this upcoming week. Okay, and then you have the Nine of Wands is about resiliency. The Nine of Wands encourages you to keep moving forward, much like the Strength card. They really pair well with each other. Okay, and so it's about, it says you're right there. You're right at the finish line of your journey or your burdensome journey. And it's recognizing like, yeah, it's hard, but you have to keep going. You have to persist because it's almost at its end. Page of Pentacles is slow-moving energy, but a methodical, focused, grounded energy towards your goals. So it's almost like whatever the government, whatever decisions they will undoubtedly make, it will have some effect here, but the effect will be us searching for a way to navigate through this, through the suspension, through this, feeling of pause. And it will, for a lot of us, it feels like it will bring on this feeling with the page here, with the Strength card and the Nine of Wands. It's like a feeling of we have to keep going. We have to keep moving forward. With the Page of Pentacles. And again, it feels like learning to navigate through this. Figuring out our strength, figuring out where we can go and what we can do. Trying to search for that, because pages, they're learning still. Learning how to be grounded, learning how to stay focused on what's important. Five of Pentacles and the Page of Wands here. Five of Pentacles is, it's not the greatest energy to be in emotionally, quite honestly. It's, some of us will be in that energy, a sense of lack and feeling like we're getting the short end of the stick, feeling like things are terrible. But we have the Page of Wands here, one of my favorite cards. And the Page of Wands, it's just sort of affirms like that persistence, to continue on boldly and bravely despite what is happening, or what decisions are made. Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles together here, we'll be searching for that. Page of Wands also brings news. Okay, they bring on some good news for us. And I get the sense looking at these cards, it feels like something will be happening. And the last few days of the 25th has been sticking out to me for, I have no idea why. Maybe I'll look at that real quick. But news is definitely arriving next week. And it will bring on a feeling of, it feels like it's going to bring on a sense of like, okay, where do we go from here now? What do we do? How do we feel about this? Okay. Because when you move to this upper line here, what is the mental and emotional state of the U.S. collective next week? You have the Chariot, forging ahead, staying focused to the finish line, determination, willpower. Card of Battle, you have the Wheel of Fortune, good luck, success, abundance. With these two here, our mental and emotional state, forging ahead with determination. Then you have the Four of Wands, this solid foundation, this balance, feeling of wanting to celebrate and enjoy life. Harmony, abundance, happiness. Sort of carefree, energy. And the Ten of Pentacles, our legacy, our stability and security. Feeling harmonious, feeling grounded, stable. Something will bring this feeling on for us. As the week unfolds, this is pretty good energy to be into, if I do say so myself. Okay. Let's take a look at another thing real quick. All right, so that looks good for us overall, I would say. Let's look at activism and social movements. And these cards are upside down because it's just what I do. Let me just fix these. Okay. All right. Where are we with time? Okay. What energy surrounds grassroots movements or activist efforts this week? Let's look at that. just gonna pull one card for you. H Wands on the bottom. Ace of Swords. Intellectual expansion, communication, social media, all different avenues, podcasts, that's what that represents as well. Communicating the truth. Okay, this is the energy that surrounds grassroots movements and activists this week. So I'm I sense that this is about sharing the correct information, sharing updates about what's going on in the government, with people who are concerned. Okay. To expand us intellectually, to expand our understanding of how we're processing the right information. Very nice. What collective action is being spiritually supported at this time? The moon. The moon is about the unknown. It's about uncertainty. It's about our intuition. It's about stillness. Okay, sometimes things need to be uncertain. It's about our subconscious mind, connecting to that, increasing our intuition, trusting our guidance, and trusting ourselves. This card comes up a lot in this situation, in this crisis that we're in. It's like still waters run deep. Connecting and understanding what it is we're not seeing, what are the deeper lessons, what needs to come into the light. Perhaps that's why we're suspended. Thinking how this is affecting us, sharing that, how it's affecting us on a deeper level, beneath the surface. What warning or encouragement does Spirit offer to those resisting oppression? Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is a card of charity. It's a give and take. Okay? It's how you spend your time, how you invest, who you give to, who you give your, time and attention to. How we help one another. Perhaps that's the message here that Spirit is encouraging us. It's about charity. Sharing resources with each other, sharing information with each other, sharing how we stay grounded with each other, building a community with one another is what I think Spirit is saying here. Being open to receiving charity as well, not just necessarily monetarily. Okay. Let's see this question. What unseen spiritual forces are influencing the collective journey of the U.S. this upcoming week? Card fell right on out. The Hierophant. Okay. Let's see what the message is about our institutions, our tradition. It's about, Hierophant is about tradition. It's about institutions, whether it's the government, higher education, lower education, churches. Let's see what the message is here. What unseen spiritual forces are influencing. Three of Pentacles. I get the messages just like collaborating, working together. The Hermit. Four of Pentacles. One more. The Tower. What unseen spiritual forces are influencing the collective journey? This is the government. This is, I think, not just the government, but perhaps every institution, perhaps every tradition. Okay. And you have the Three of Pentacles here. It feels like this is about spiritual forces influencing us. And so the Hierophant is about ascension and expansion. This is a major card. Okay. It's about tradition. And this Three of Pentacles here is about collaboration and experimenting, perhaps doing things behind the scenes. Something's happening, which is partly why I have been feeling the way that I've been feeling the past couple of days. Something's happening in the spirit world. Something's happening spiritually. There's a lot of activity that I've been sensing, that I could just feel. It's intense. It's not necessarily bad, but it's heavy. There's a lot of spiritual activity happening, and I talked about it yesterday in the Q&A. And really, if you've been having trouble sleeping, if you've been maybe been visited by people who've passed, or have been maybe even having some nightmares or your dreams have been more vivid and intense. There's this energy, this suspension that we're in is cooking us up for something, preparing us for something. Okay, and so that's what the Three of Pentacles, to me, I sense that's what is communicating regarding unseen spiritual forces. Then you have the Hermit here, and the Hermit is about self-reflection. Okay. It's about going within for introspection, because we're on some, spiritually it's about your purpose, finding your purpose, deciding your purpose. You're at a fork in a road. Okay. And so that's what Spirit is encouraging us. And it's also, I labeled this card as the card of roguery, corruption, perhaps that's where the work is being done, because you have the Tower here at the end. And the Four of Pentacles here, the Four of Pentacles is about the need to let go. The need to let go, and the Tower follows after that. And the Tower is all about, the Tower is about great upheaval, great destruction. So something new could come from it. Something healing could come from it. That this needs to happen. That's so fascinating. The unseen spiritual forces that are influencing us. Okay. That it causes great shock and emotional upheaval. And it's also about shaking things up for change. and just letting go, surrendering, letting go with the Four of Pentacles. Letting go whatever it is you don't want to let go. It encourages you to. You have a hard time letting something go. And so this is what they're cooking up, the spirit, the spiritual forces to get to this. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, you know what? I'm going to leave that. So I have one more question. What is the spiritual assignment for the U.S. collective this week? I'm just going to pull one or two cards here. Ace of Cups is on the bottom. Seven of Cups. And Spirit just told me to pull this Ace of Cups. And Death is here. Transformation. Seven of Cups is about being discerning in your choices. It's about having many choices, okay? It's about thinking very clearly before you decide something. Ace of Cups is about filling your own cup. It's about self-love. It's about self-compassion, our intuition. These two cards here. Seven of Cups warns against being delusional. It warns against illusions and things that may seem good, that isn't good for you. And so with the Ace of Cups here, it's about these two cards to me is saying, with the Death card on the end, Death is about letting go as well. It's about transformation. Look at that mirror with those trees back there. It's about something ending. It's about huge life transformation. Seven of Cups is choice, but making the right choice. Ace of Cups is letting your self-confidence guide you. Okay. How your relationship, this is about our relationship with ourselves. Okay. Trusting your intuition, your inner guidance. We are transforming. And it's painful. It doesn't feel great. This is what the assignment is. Making the right choice for yourself for change. Being discerning in your choices and how you take care of yourself. Because the Ace of Cups is, it's about self-care, self-love. How you've been taking care of yourself through all of this. Okay? Let's look at our shadow. I'll pull one card. What is our shadow? Okay, just enough time. Seven of Swords. That is the shadow. Wow. Seven of Swords. Card of dishonesty. Thievery. It's like you are being sneaky, conniving. You have a strategy, but it's weak with the Seven of Swords. That is the shadow over us, or our shadow. The other side of the collective, the shadow side of the collective. Selfishness, looking out for your own interest. Interesting. Let's see a future path. Where are we going this upcoming week? How will this week, affect how we move forward as a collective? Ace of Cups. Three of Cups. The Emperor. Wow. Very nice. That's what I'm saying. That's what I saw in the cards I pulled the first reading. That strength and resiliency, like whatever is all of these things that are shaping and shifting, and the things that we're looking at and we're just like, this is nuts. It's shaping us. It's building us up, our strength, our resilience, our intuition, our stillness, our self-confidence, our intellect, our determination. It's changing us and preparing us. The Ace of Cups, like I said, this is about the self and how you pour into yourself, how you take care of yourself, self-compassion, self-love, self-care, how you understand yourself. The Three of Cups here is how we connect with each other. Okay? Three of Cups is about harmony in your relationships, harmony and how you connect with other people in the collective. Celebration. It's a good time feeling. And the Emperor is how you come into your authority, which is what we need to do as a as a collective. Very interesting. Powerful card. Major card. I have the power. I have the authority. And the Chariot came out. You have control. You have control over your life, taking back control. All of that. Determination. No one could tell you anything. Because we're coming into a power here. Wow. Very nice. So next week is going to be interesting. The last week of May. We're still in that suspension period. But something is shifting. I wonder what will happen the 25th. Let me see if I could look real quick. Just give me a card for May 25th in relation to the collective. What's happening? Mm-hmm. 25th. Show me something. Show me what's the energy there? What is happening? Five of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Five of Swords. One more. And the Tower. And, something... something shocking. Something... Five of Pentacles is a feeling of lack. It's really about... feeling bankrupt in some way. or literally losing something, losing a lot. Eight of Pentacles is about expanding, of using your skills to expand. So perhaps that feeling may come Sunday for some reason. Let me get a clarifier for the Five of Pentacles. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords. And the Five of Swords. The winning at all costs. Okay. For the self, a feeling of self-criticism. It's a card of conflict. And the Tower here. This energy. Make it overall. Give me one more. Okay. It may have something to do with it has something to do with expansion. Expansion being lost in some sense. Wheel of Fortune popped out. Give me the overall feel of the collective on this day, based off of this situation. Dang, a bunch of cards just flew out of my hands. The Strength card is there. Okay, give me one more. Let me pull one organically. Wheel of Fortune is about luck and abundance. Nine of Cups. Okay, so this will be our feelings because of this situation. Okay, Strength and the Nine of Cups is a feeling of contentment and satisfaction with the will there. I said the overall, the overall energy based off of whatever the situation is on the 25th. Someone will lose something, or something shocking will be revealed perhaps. That will bring on a feeling of strength and contentment for the collective. Let's bring this over here. Will something happen? Will something shocking occur on May 25th? Will something shocking occur on May 25th? Okay. Since the Five of Swords is there and since the Five of Swords is there, I'm going to use true crime real quick. And I'm going to ask, I'm not sure if it has anything to do with our government. I'm not sure, but let me see. Does this situation have anything to do with the U.S. government? Does this situation have anything to do with the U.S. government? It's not moving. Does this have anything to do with the U.S. government? It's saying maybe, not even. It was barely moving. I feel I honestly sense in the energy that I cannot go further than that. Let's see if true crime will give me a clue. I can't ask that question. I knew before I asked. Oh, shit. Okay. Marriage and wedding. Death. Drugs and poison. Okay. I will share what fell out, and I'm gonna pick. Okay. We have lies, 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords. We have legal proceedings. Okay. We have drugs and poison. We have death. And marriage and wedding. Interesting. Perhaps it has something to do with the courts. Let me pull one more. Alive. Death and alive. Intuition. Accident. Homicide. We'll see if anything happens. I just feel okay. Let's do Kamala real quick. So I'm gonna ask, what is Kamala's spiritual or energetic role in the current U.S. political landscape? What is her current spiritual and energetic role? Mm-hmm. I have to shuffle again. You know, I'm going to use a different deck. The spiritual and energetic role in the current U.S. political landscape. Six of Wands. Marching in a victory. Oh man. Determination. Your reputation, people cheering you on, people supporting you. Okay, next question. Is she acting in alignment with her higher purpose, or has she been pulled off course? One more shuffle. Nine of Cups. This fell out. Nine of Cups. Give me one more for that question. Page of Pentacles. Nine of Cups is about satisfaction and contentment. It's about enjoying the fruits of your labor and your hard work. And Page of Pentacles is about a strategic focus towards your goal. It's a slow-moving energy. This is the energy she's currently in. So the answer, I believe, is yes, she is acting in alignment with her higher purpose. She has not been pulled off course. Okay. So let's see her hidden influences. What are her hidden influences? Oops, Seven of Wands. That's her card on the bottom. The Star. This person is naked. Let me see if I could cover them. The Star. So you can see some of the card. Okay. Star is about inner guidance. Okay. It's about praying. It's about your faith, your hope, your dreams coming true. Her hidden influences. Giving people hope, giving people, faith. Trusting the bigger picture. Interesting. What's her true power? Her true power. Queen of Pentacles. Stable, reliable, grounded, unmovable, unshakable, intelligent, practical, secure. All the things. Okay. Her public face. Her public face. Eight of Swords. People wondering what she's doing. She's very quiet. People, maybe even some people assuming that, she's beat down, or she, took her loss and disappeared, or is quiet. And this is the face she's showing to the public. This card comes up often. Eight of Swords. She's not speaking, she's not saying enough. What is her shadow? I'm interested in knowing that. Let's see. Shadow. The Emperor. She has power and authority. No one could tell her what to do. A lot of people don't like that. Maybe she shows too much power. But some people didn't want her on both sides of the aisle. She was gonna win though. I could tell you that. Her role, the role she plays in the collective. What time is it? Okay. The role she plays in the collective. Ooh, for Emperor energy, baby. The role she plays in the collective. The Fool. New beginning. Take a leap of faith. Having faith and hope. The road is clear for a new journey. The role she plays in the collective. Very fascinating. Is the outcome. Or a key message from Spirit. King of Pentacles. King and the Queen. As an outcome. The King of Pentacles. She's not going anywhere. The King of Pentacles is rooted into the ground. The King of Pentacles is also practical, reliable, secure, stable. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, let's see what archetype she embodies. What archetype is she embodying at this stage in her political journey? Okay, let's see what comes up. If you want to know what archetypes are, look up Carl Jung archetypes. This is an oracle deck that I love. I use this, I haven't done it in a long time, but I used to use this deck with clients. Let's see what comes up. Kamala Harris archetype. Detective. Detective flipped out. Let's see what it says. Ooh, sorry about that. Drop my glass. Great powers of observation and intuition. Desire to seek out the truth. Ain't that her? If that's not her, let's look at the expanded version real quick. Desire to seek out the truth. Spy, double agent, sleuth, snoop, Sherlock Holmes, private investigator, seeks out information that supports solving crimes, combines great powers of observation and highly evolved intuition. The spy associated with surreptitious acquisition of secret information regarding politics, business, or national security. Listen. Okay? Listen. Number 1 of our archetype. What archetypes is she embodying at this stage of her political journey? Detective. Let's see if we could get one more. I told you she's doing something. She's doing something very quiet that not a lot of people know about. Let's see what else comes out. Night. Loyalty, romance, and chivalry. A love of honor. Night. Okay, let's see real quick. Associated with chivalry, courtly romance, loyalty, self-sacrifice, protecting the princess, and going in battle only for honorable causes. Has spiritual overtones of service and devotion. Shadow. Okay, that's the shadow part. Listen. Listen, one more. Let's see. What's that say? Small. I can't see. Companion came out. Let's see what that says. Oh, here it is. Okay. It says, friend, sidekick, right arm, consort, loyal, tenacious, unselfish, provides a symbolic service to a stronger or more authoritative personality. Interesting. Emotional, rather than sexual support, helps focus on their mission. Okay. So those are her current archetypes. Let's just do one more. I really like this. One more. Forgot how much I like these cards. Okay, that's the last one, I promise. Gambler. Gambler, willingness to follow intuition, even when others doubt you. Listen, where she is in her current political journey. That's crazy. Okay, gambler. A risk taker who plays the odds, including certain addicts, entrepreneurs, day traders, and those who take risks in politics and other social arenas. Attempts to outrun the speed at which ordinary change happens. Positive aspect manifests in following intuition, even in the face of universal doubt. Listen, we'll end here. We will end here, okay? So that's it. Things are happening. Things are, coming. We're cooking right now, and change is happening. What that change looks like, I don't know. But for next week, it seems like our resilience, our strength is building up. We have to continue to take care of ourselves and each other, recognize our strengths, our resilience, trust our inner guidance, our intuition, fill your cup, be gentle with yourselves, okay? I will see you on Monday. And I hope you like this reading. Please please subscribe, please share. I did a little bit differently. I actually liked it. I think I will keep switching up the format, but I like this. I will see you guys on Monday. Like the video. Enjoy your weekend. Have a restored